Hey, it's Christina from Studio SE, and I want to show you how to create views and viewpoints in the CATIA Magic brand of products. So this is not intuitive whatsoever, and there's really no documentation out there on how to do this. So I'm hoping this is going to be kind of helpful. So the first thing to know, a view is a model element that represents something real that you are displaying to your stakeholders. So you know how we say things like a diagram is just one view of a model. Well, a diagram can be a view, a table can be a view, a matrix can be a view, the report that you export from the model can be a view. It's really, what is that physical thing that you are showing to your stakeholders? So that's a view. And then the viewpoint is the actual specification for constructing that view. So the viewpoint addresses things like, who are your stakeholders? What concerns do they have? What language do they think is important? So do they want to see something maybe using like DODAF or UAF? They have, what's the purpose for the viewpoint and things like that. So the viewpoint is basically like, what requirements do you have for the views that you're creating? So let's start off by creating a viewpoint. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to put a block on the diagram. And then what I'm going to do, so you can actually refactor this, convert it to elements, and then go ahead and find a viewpoint. Now, what's interesting is you can't actually access this, at least not that I found in the stereotype. So if I search for a viewpoint stereotype, it doesn't pop up. So really the only way that I know how to do this is to do the refactoring and finding more elements. And let's just we can call this viewpoint, I don't know, the safety perspective or something like that. So then to create a view, then we can use a package. And this we can actually go into the specification and apply the view stereotype here. And when we do that, we see that we have stakeholders that will be listed and we have viewpoints that will be listed. So the stakeholders are actually a derived property from the viewpoint. And the viewpoints will pop up when we actually say that a view conforms to a viewpoint. So then how do I actually show that a view conforms to a viewpoint? I can't really find any conform relationship in here, but what I can do is use this dependency relationship and then refactor that again to more elements. And now I can get that conform there. So if we look at the viewpoint specification, I'm going to change this to standard just so I see less. Here we see that there's a purpose, concerns, a concern list, the language. So language is to construct the viewpoint, a method. So that's like whatever behavior you're doing in order to create this, the presentation, and a list of stakeholders. So how do I get a list of stakeholders? So I can actually use this actor, and maybe I want to call this is my safety engineer. And right now it's just an actor, but I can go ahead and apply the stakeholder stereotype to this. So I can make that a stakeholder. And once I make that a stakeholder, I can go back into this viewpoint, and I can choose now the stakeholder that I specified. So now I can say, hey, that stakeholder, one of those stakeholders is a safety engineer. Now, what if I just add an actor and I'm like, hey, this is the FAA or something like that? Can I actually add an actor to this list? No, I can't. So you do have to make the actor, make it into a stakeholder in order to add it to a viewpoint. And then how do you do your concerns? So your concerns are actually like a list of comments. So I can say, we are concerned about the regulations around flying or something like that. And then I can go back into this viewpoint. I can find this concern list and find that comment and add that there. And then it pops up into, so I can add individual comments here, and then they manifest into all of the concerns. So that's a little bit on views and viewpoints and how you actually construct them and find them in the CATIA Magic products. Hopefully that was a little bit helpful. More to come on views and viewpoints, but thanks for listening in.